Well, hey friends, welcome back to Watavue Mountain. As you can see, yep, we're making tracks, baby. I mean, we are flying along here. I can't believe we're on, what's today, Wednesday? So today's day 5, and we got all this done today. We're doing subfloor. So Josh is still here with me, so I'm gonna use him till the sun goes down, and we're gonna get this subfloor hooked up. So thanks for coming, thanks for checking us out. As I always say, it's an absolute blessing for us to be here, to be able to be doing this. This is just an amazing journey for us. So thanks for coming along with us. We hope you really are enjoying this build series with us, and we hope you leave some comments down below. Now, of course, this is already all going to be done by the time you leave your comments of what to improve, but we'll take the comments of what to improve anyhow. Maybe there's something I can come back and fix later. So leave those comments down below if you got them. So enough of me rambling. Let's get to busy and how I'm gonna do the subfloor. So Josh was kind enough to bring over our first sheet of OSB or subfloor. Again, it's not the normal stuff that everybody gets. It's something a little different, but we're shopping local, and this is what they have. So this is what we're gonna use. So first things first, right? This is our starting corner. This is our TGO normal post that they gave us. And this is where everything starts. So we're gonna make sure that this corner is nice and square and everything is flush all the way across. So what I forgot to mention, I got a little ahead of myself there. This only has a female groove on this side and a male tongue on the other side. So as we piece these together on end to end, you see here, this is just flush. So that'll be flush all the way across. So we get it set right here. Now, of course, because we put the goodness down, we can't see where our joists are. But I can come over here and I can feel right along the edge of this, and feels like I'm pretty good. I'm right about in the center of that joist. So I'm gonna go ahead and bite the bullet, and I'm gonna put this first screw in this corner right here, and we're gonna call it started on the subfloor. So now some people have asked me, well, wait a second, why are you using screws on the floor? And why'd you use nails on the joists? And it comes down to different forces, right? So if you have shearing forces that are going up and down, right? So like our joists on our posts, they're going up and down, and nails are stronger, typically. Now, of course, you can find examples where there's nails that are stronger than screws and yada, yada, yada. But I'm talking typically that's the case, right? So down here, I probably should have used nails on the bottom of these posts because there's some shearing there going on too. But Simpson Strong Tie says these screws are just as good as their nails, so that's what we went with there. So here, the subfloor has a tendency to rise, right? You get a squeaky floor. Now, ring shank nails will help prevent that from happening. However, screws are historically better at doing that. So that's why we're gonna go with screws. Sorry, little sidebar there. We got that first row done, and now we're on to the second row. We don't want our seams to match up. So each 8-foot piece, we don't want the seams to go all the way across in order. So what we did was we cut this 4x8 sheet in half, laid it out. So this is the tongue side that we already put down, and this is the groove side. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stand here, I'm gonna put my foot on this board, I'm gonna tap this in place. Tappity, tappity, tap. You see it coming in nice and easy. We'll get over here a little bit more. And there you go. Now it has a little tiny gap there. I don't know what you want to call that, an 1/8, a 1/16, something. But that gap there is so it can contract and expand because that's just the normal thing that the OSB is going to do as the cabin heats and cools. So we'll screw this down and keep on going. Well, hey friends, welcome to day 6. As you can see, right where we left off last night, I got everything uncovered and everything this morning, got stuff ready to go. Josh had to scoot last night, so I needed to get all these boards and all this stuff off the trailer so I can go pick up the stuff to start doing the walls this afternoon. So the plan today is just going to be to finish putting down these boards. So yeah, enough of me jabbering this morning. Let's get to busy. Yesterday we finished up on this 4-foot piece, and the great thing about this insulation is it's going to keep us insulated from below. And because we have so much wind up here all the time, even though we're going to close it in, it's going to help maintain the temperature inside the cabin once we finish it. The problem is we can't adjust the floor joists like you've probably seen some other people do. So here at the edge of this 4-footer, we don't have great purchase. We're not in the center of that 48-inch joist. Even though we put the blocking in underneath to try to make sure we were at 48 inches, the wood, some of this wood is just a little bit wavy and curvy. So just, you know, the truth all the way around, what we're going to do, I'm going to climb underneath here. I'll try to take you with me, and then I'm going to put some blocking along the edge of this piece right here underneath, so that 8-foot piece has something to tack onto. So I know that it's not a problem with square or any of that with the joists and the framing, because I measured it. We already, you know, we know we're within 1/4 of an inch. So I'm not worried about that, but we'll see what happens once we get to the other end, if it is actually a square problem or it's just this joist problem. So let's get under there and get this thing fixed. So we're underneath here. Let me see if I can do this without making everybody sick. Get up there. All right, so as you can see, we're not quite centered on that 48-inch mark. We're a titch over. So closer to that 47 is where that 4-foot piece is. So that only leaves us less than, I guess, about less than 3/8 of an inch on this edge. So that's why we're capturing, it's not capturing, right? So this part, I think will be fine to get the first part of that 8-inch on, but over here, not so much. So what I'm gonna do is I marked my spot right here where that beginning of that 4-foot board and the end of that 4-foot board. And then I'm gonna put some blocking up right here just to help, like I said, give that other next sheet something to hold on to. So let me do that, and then I'll bring you back and show you what the finished product looks like. All right, so there you see finished product. So we'll go back up top and see how that works out. Now, of course, you might be saying to yourself, wait a second, he just told us that if it goes vertical shear, we're gonna use nails, and that's vertical, and he used screws, and you'd be 100% right. That's why I only use 4 or 5 screws in each one, just to hold it for now. I'm gonna have to come back down here anyhow with a nail gun later to see right behind me. We still got to do that under bracing for the cross from post to post in the center. So no need to fire up, trying to be more efficient. So I wasn't going to go drag the start the generator, drag out the air gun, the compressor, all that stuff, just to come down here and nail a couple boards. So I'll do that when I come back under here to do all that. So let's go back up top and see how everything fits together. All right, so there you go. I got it mostly tapped into place. I'm gonna nail that corner, screw it actually, and then I got a good steady thing support underneath this 8-foot board right here. So now we can, like I said, I can screw it, and I tweak that a little bit over there to make sure we have good purchase on this joist underneath there. And you can see there, we're gonna have plenty of space for that next sheet of plywood, not plywood, OSB. So just a quick little fix there. I know, like I said, if we didn't have this insulation down here, the radiant barrier, I'd be able to just kind of tweak these from up here, but we have them, so you just got to adapt and overcome. And I think the juice will be worth the squeeze on the radiant barrier, so it's worth a little bit of extra effort now. So let's hit the time lapse. Get yourself something to drink, probably something warm. I think it's 0 degrees back home today. Like I said, 31, 33 here. I'll hit the time lapse, and you just sit back, relax, enjoy the music, and watch me do some work. we're back at the start, right? So here's that 4-footer. Remember, we had to do a little extra work there. So as you can see, our gaps come together real nice down here. All these ended up falling right where they were supposed to, right on the joists. And then right here at the end, there's no cinema magic going on here. It's just square and right flush. So like I said, just take into account those joists. Don't be afraid to add extra blocking if you need to. Now, if you don't have the radiant barrier down, you can just push those back and forth. That's a great thing about using wood, is you can just adjust those joists where you need to. I couldn't push this one any further because we already had that blocking in place. We tried that yesterday, it didn't work. And then you probably didn't notice, but I don't have a bunch of screws in all these yet. I have a few, enough to hold them in place. And what I'm gonna do is, once I get all the boards down, let me get you out of the, get me back in the sun. What I'm gonna do is, once I get all the boards down, then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna measure out, and then I'll show you how I'm figuring out where to put the screws, right? Because I don't have plywood or anything underneath this, so I have to find those joists in order to drive these screws. And I'll show you what I'm doing with that, so that I know where it's at, and I'm doing I guess the leading edge of one board and the trailing edge of the other board kind of at the same time. So again, trying to improve my efficiency. So enough of me jabbering. Let me get some more of these boards put down, and then we'll figure out some more tricks. So here's what I was talking about with that measurements, right? You see, this is that 4-foot board we just put down a little bit ago, and here's the 8-foot board we just put down next to it. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna go to my 16-inch mark, and I'm gonna make a little mark. I'm going to 32, right? So remember, because we did 16-inch on center, the red marks are where our joists should be. And I just go across, and where that point is right where my joist should be. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to come back and I'm going to put a screw here, and I'm going to put a screw there. I'm going to put a screw here, I'm going to put a screw there. Okay, because like we said, we're using this other stuff, True Floor instead of Advantex, because that's what the local folks had, and so we don't have little circles, so we got to make our own little marks to figure out where it's at. So let's do that. So now we're gonna have to go back to a 4-foot section, because I already have this up here. I saw something neat that somebody did, I don't know, but I'm gonna line this up. I marked my 4-foot section right there, and 4 foot on that corner. I'm gonna get this lined up. I'm gonna get it tucked in. I'll get it screwed down in a couple spots, and then I'm just gonna take the circular saw and I'm gonna zip this right along the edge. And I'll take that half that falls off and put it at the other end. And then the other pickle that I have, I'm not sure what to do. My outside of my structure measures 16 feet, but we're gonna have a gap right here. I mean, that's a good solid 2 inches. So I got to figure out what to do with that, because I don't know if we can make that up. I don't know if we can make that up with 2x4. I mean, because that will be where the outer wall is, but there's got to be something underneath there. So I might have to do some research and come back and figure that out. But either way, I got to lay down what we got left. I still have 2 full sheets. I got to finish this half sheet, the other half sheet, and 2 full sheets. I'll do that, and then we'll come back and we'll see if we can't figure out what's going on here, okay? Well, it looks like a deck. Now, looks like a duck, walks like a duck. It's a deck. We're done. I am gonna have to, I remember seeing something about this, especially with these. So these true floor, whatever this flooring is not a true 4 feet. Each one is a little bit short, and that's including the tongue. So when you beat it together, it comes up a little shorter. Like I said, we're true and square, 16 by 24, everything's good, but we're about 2 inches short on the back side there with the flooring. I was freaking out there for a second, but I remember seeing this somewhere on somebody's YouTube channel. And so what I'm gonna do is, when I go to pick up the material for the walls, I'm just gonna pick up one more sheet of this, and then I'll scab it in. I'll cut that tongue off the back side where I need to, and then I'll just cut the pieces. I'll measure it. I think it's about 2.5 inches, and so one sheet of 4 feet wide will be plenty for me to get all the way across there and scab it in. But exciting times, exciting. But we're gonna call it here. There's no need for you to watch me put in 10,000 screws. Like I told you before, I went through and I just tacked them all down good enough that they're not moving, they're not gonna come up. And then off camera, I'll put in the other 1,000 screws. My knees need a little break from that anyhow. And then also, I'm gonna go back and I'll throw in some pictures either on this video or the next video showing you what I'm talking about with the cross bracing. I'm gonna do the lag bolts. I got the True Lock, I think they're called, or True Logic or something. But the long skinny lag bolts that are supposedly just as structurally sound as the big lag bolts. So I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna hit all these corners with those lag bolts too. So hey, thanks for coming along with us. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Laying this subfloor by myself was pretty difficult. Just, you know, you saw a couple times there I was having to stretch. I would have my left foot up near the groove end trying to get it on the tongue of the other board while I had my other foot on the thing beating it, trying to get it into place. And much more difficult over on the where I had the splices of the 4-foot section over on that end. That was pretty tricky because those boards weren't lining up. So what I did was I just screwed in that 4-footer and pushed it down a little so all the tongues were lined up, and then I could beat it into place. So nothing super hard. You know, it's not like building the Great Pyramids or anything, but you got to use your brain a little to figure some stuff out. So yeah, so there we are. I hope you enjoyed this subfloor video. If you did, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon over there. We're just blessed. I mean, absolutely blessed. Like I keep saying in every video, God is good to us. We're able to do this. We're able to pay for this. You know, I didn't take out a loan. I just saved up some money. Sean and I have been, you know, skimping pennies for over a year, 2 years now, saving up to be able to do this. And yeah, to have our health, the weather, absolute blessings all the way around. So blessed to have you with us. Thanks for coming. Like I said, do all those things. Look up here, over here, somewhere in this area. I'm going to throw up another video. It'll probably be some other part of this build series. So thank you. God bless you. Be safe, and we'll see you next time.